This is awkward occurrence or awkward entertainment. So we're going to be getting into Terrance Kelly, the suspect in Cleo Smith disappearance. I'm going to play this video and I will commentate throughout.
You ready, Quincy? I'm ready to this mic up real quick.
I'm ready as soon as you put that cup down, Michael.
With this cup right here?
Yeah, that cup right there.
No, this cup stays. Okay.
We're wasting time. Cue music. I want you to step back.
Your girl in the smash?
Listen, Michael, just step back so we can do this out the way. I'm tired of working with your bitch ass. Come on.
Say you gonna fight me.
All right, Jackson, let's get this going.
Now, last time we was at that party, he was acting real funny with me, bro. You gotta follow me, Quincy.
I don't have any issues.
You gotta the buttons. Just press the buttons. Stop playing with me. See, everybody thinks we're friends. We're not really friends. It's business.
Okay, that's
I'm
wonderful.
a businessman.
That's wonderful. I know where you
I think that's you.
Right.
I made the millions.
Okay. All right, you make millions.
You make the piano keys. You do that.
Okay,
You flip the wine.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
You do that.
Yeah.
You that man. You're a wine man.
Yes.
You Wakanda?
Yes, I'm Wakanda.
You Wakanda wine man.
Wakanda forever. Yes. I just wanted to understand where you're coming from because I understand that you had a tough childhood. You know?
I'm the best.
You're the best. Hey, which song is your? I'm just saying that you're not really having any of your original songs. What is the song that's originally yours, please?
My name up.
Michael.
Oh, Quincy. Quincy, I love you, brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this album.
I love you too.
We go to the world.
I love you too. You bitch ass nigga.
All right, this is suspect Terrance Kelly. He looks a lot alike Michael Jackson. This is why I have Michael Jackson pictures in the broadcast. As you can see on the left, they both have a love for children, obviously. Mr. Terrance Kelly had an exception with brat dolls. I believe he called these his babies. He drove around with them. But let's continue this video. This is him in the video, just showing his room off with the dolls, his collection.
I got it.
Hey, Bobby.
Come here.
Come here. I got you, Bobby.
What's your name?
You're alright.
What's your name? What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Cleo.
Your name is
You're alright.
Cleo.
Hello, Cleo.
Now, I didn't expect the suspect to be somewhat black. I thought this would be a white male. Doesn't matter, but let's continue. This goes on to state the abductor had a creepy doll room in his house. Now, he appeared in court today where he did some shouting. He did a lot of shouting. He shouted at the journalist saying, "I'm coming for you." I thought maybe he was shouting at a camera telling Chloe he's coming for her, as if he's going to escape and come back for her, but he was talking to a journalist. Police haven't given any detail of how they found Chloe, what led them to that house. They haven't came out with that part of the script yet, but in the coming days, I feel we will get that. Mr. Kelly had a few social media accounts. He used the name Brat DeLuca under one. Again, he had an exception with these dolls. He stated on his social media, "I love my dolls," he wrote in one post, while another said, "I love taking my dolls for a drive around and doing their hair and taking selfies with them in public." In the third post, he described himself as Mama's little baby or Mama's little doll. Also in court, he looked across the gallery. I guess he was talking to reporters again. He yelled at some reporters or journalists, "Wipe that smile off your face." He also yelled, "What the F is the media doing in here?" Let's continue. He was guarded by 2 police officers, so he has a temperament. Of course, he's mentally ill. He has some type of mental illness, not like psychosis, schizophrenia. He has a perverted sense, a perverted outlook. He has perverted morals. Perverted morals. This goes on to say, Terrance Darrell Kelly appeared in court. Now, he was barefoot and wearing a black t-shirt. He's 36 years old. I don't know why they didn't put him in a jail outfit. He's been in jail for a couple of days. He wasn't wearing any shoes. He only had a black t-shirt. I don't know what type of pants. I don't know what type of circus they're running in Australia. But at least put some type of jail clothes on him. Make it seem more realistic. Let's continue. This is just more statements he made on his social media. Nothing beats chilling at home with my brat dolls. Western Australia Police Acting Commissioner Cole Blanc said phone data and surveillance footage of a car entering a campsite the night Smith vanished led them to raid Kelly's home and rescue Smith earlier this week. So they actually did have surveillance footage. I guess from the campsite, from the car park, maybe from the car park, maybe from the check-in station at Cobra Point, because there is a check-in station. Not from the roads. Let's continue. His next court date is December 6th. And this is says campaigners are calling for the neighbor to receive the $1 million reward who spotted the suspect buying nappies. I do not know what nappies is. Maybe it's a type of child clothing. I believe it's a type of child clothing. Something to do with a child. I wouldn't give the neighbors the $1 million. His name is Henry Dodd. I wouldn't give it to him because police state they found them on their own merits. Henry Dodd, who lives on the same street as prime suspect Terry Kelly, says he spotted the 36-year-old buying Kimby's, a popular nappy brand, at a nearby supermarket. So earlier in the week, last week, police say they were looking for surveillance at kid stores. I guess at toy stores. So they were kind of hinting towards us. This guy was somewhat obsessed with kids, or this guy would be seen buying kid things. Mr. Dodd also detailed how Kelly's behavior had changed in recent weeks. He also said Mr. Kelly had been speeding around the neighborhood, just like the car witnesses said sped off from the car park at Blowhole campsite. Let's enlarge this. Now, Mr. Dodd said Mr. Kelly didn't have any kids. He moved his dogs from the backyard to the front yard as if to have the dogs guard the place. He also states he has kids around the same age. One statement, I saw Kelly coming and going. I didn't really interact with him. He kept to himself. It's a pretty friendly neighborhood, but he was closed off. They also described him as a quiet bloke. Mr. Dawes also said he never saw any dolls with Mr. Kelly. I never saw anything like that. I just saw him driving his car up and down the street or hanging around outside. This goes into more detail about Mr. Kelly's behavior. He was speeding around the neighborhood in his car. Like I said, he moved his dogs from the back to the front. He also said, I saw Mr. Kelly buying Kimby's. He didn't know what he was buying them for or why or who up until now. He states Kelly had been acting a bit strange lately. He would get in his car and drive away fast. Let's continue. And that's really it, people. The suspect appeared in court. He had a temper. He's 36 years old. I believe police found him because of his car or a tip from neighbors because they busted in his house. They didn't knock on the door and said, we want to ask you questions. They busted in his house. I guess saw him, threw him against the wall. They busted in the other rooms. Found Chloe, asked her name. She said, my name is Chloe. So just to bust in his house, they had concrete evidence that Chloe was inside that house. So they had to have video surveillance of Chloe going to that house or that car leaving the campsite around the time Chloe was abducted, and they got the license plates. You can't just bust in somebody's house because you're calling a tip saying they're buying kids stuff. You can't just do that. So it had to been something more than just, hey, I saw this guy buying kid stuff. It had to been more than that for them to bust in there. It had to be. All right, anything else? No, his court date is December 6th. He resembles Michael Jackson a lot, resembles the King of Pop a lot. And what more details could come out in this case? I guess I would keep people updated, but he's a suspect. He's going to be found guilty. She was in his house 7 minutes away. He lives 7 minutes away from them, which is kind of far. It's not like it's right around the corner up the street. I mean, you got to jump in the car and time 7 minutes. Did he stalk her, or was it just coincidence? Was it just a coincidence she stayed 7 minutes away from him? Because the blowhole camping area is 1 hour away. So he could have picked up any kid, and that kid could have stayed maybe in East Australia or North Australia. You know what I mean? But usually in these nationally staged stories, the missing child is somewhere nearby, either across the street, down the street 1 minute, or in this case, 7 minutes away. Usually in these type of cases, the child is not very far away. All right, anything else before I end this video out? Nothing else. Like I said, he has perverted morals, a perverted compass of morals, which I know a lot of human beings do these days, but not to that extreme. All right, I'm getting ready to end this video out. This has been Awkward Occurrence, Awkward Entertainment, and I will see you in the next video.
You ready, Quincy? I'm ready to mic up real quick.
I'm ready as soon as you put that cup down, Michael.
With this cup right here?
Yeah, that cup right there.
No, this cup stays. Okay.
We're wasting time. Cue music. I said I want you to step back.